Whenever I run into price, sound quality, and everything is exceeded my expectation, I couldn't wait to share with you. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. I would like to introduce you new brand Galubido. Dynafritz is right behind it. Build quality is Venus kind of build quality, design and everything that they built together. Divinity DAC is always in NOS mode. Dual low noise power supply that comes with it. O-type power transformer in there. Fully balanced 24-bit R2R network with FPGA programming. Their proprietary design with 6-bit DSD architecture that they offer for $1,850 US. Price and build quality that come with this Divinity R2R DAC totally exceeded my expectation. Dual chassis design, aluminum external housing, internal enclosure with separated chassis, the matter chassis, power supply and everything is separated from R2R network and analog stage and those sections. One of a kind. Build quality under $2,000. We don't see that often. This is main power button or standby button, and this is input selector that you can choose. So I'm using I2S1. Menu system is right here, I2S model 1. You can change it model 1 through 8 on both of I2S channels. Phase and channel, that's it. Volume control is soft and smooth turning with nice resistance. Come with good quality solid aluminum remote control. Out of the box, it's gonna be really mellow and soft sounding. I like to remind you that please give it like 50 hours or so. Divinity R2R DAC is featuring 5 digital inputs, USB coaxial optical with 2 I2S inputs. I tried this Divinity DAC in 3 different systems, using it with CSS Audio 2 DTX towers with SMS VMV A1 Pro as a mono blocks and using this Divinity R2R DAC as a pre-DAC. Streaming music with SMS N100 or watching online streaming, and also I connected with subwoofer using the RCA out and just to test it out. When I move this Divinity DAC to my main system, I use with this S1EX towers, Accuphase E4000 and the Custard Audio S26 streamer or Eva Solo T8 or my Sony NAS. I'm using all AST silver conductors or analog side by amping S1EX towers with AST conductors, and it sounds incredible. Also, I try with Music Share X30 with JBL L100 Classic 75th combination. Divinity R2R DAC is rich, warm, and engaging sound with high resolution and totally revealing sound. It has all those tonal balance and sound signature that I enjoy, rich and engaging side of tonality with warmer side of sound. But it also can reveal micro details and tiny nuances and everything like never before. Meaning like I had a lot of R2R DACs, including top-of-the-line Dynafritz Terminator DACs, and this is somewhat reminds me of that Terminator-like sound signature, but better bass quality and I would say more engaging and more precise mid-range reproduction in my system. Probably that's the better synergy that suited in my system with this Accuphase E4000 and S1EX towers, as well as silver conductors that I'm using. So mid-range is incredible. High frequency, extension, spaciousness, and air, everything is I can only dream of in this price point. Especially and particularly the vocals and mid-range area is incredibly redelivered. Musically, I mean tonality, everything is I can dream of and I ever wanted. listening and enjoying my music, from oldies to, modern tracks to everything that I listen. Incredible soundscape. In terms of width and depth, far exceeded than any other decks in general. Absolute resolution and revealing sound width. Best of all, very precise stereo image that it can deliver. Image like crazy. Like probably one of the best stereo image that I've ever heard in my system, compared to many other decks that I review and I have. So stereo images with and stereo image and that resolution and separation that it can offer is forgiving, rich, and precise sound. For example, one of the tracks that I use all the time is Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey. So when I'm listening to ESS decks or modern, some of the Delta Sigma decks, I couldn't pass through that intro area because it gets really bright and forward. Original recording is brightly recorded with a little bit more forward in mid-range area. So that is totally control and contain. This Divinity deck is totally contain that brightness, but what it can give me more than those other decks is rich and totally keeping all the resolution. So when you say warm and rich, most of the cases what happened is absolute, resolution is not that great, right? That's the case most of the time. This is something special happening here with this Divinity deck. Absolute resolution is still there. For example, sometimes they don't actually strike the hi-hat, they just lifting, right? That timing lifting sound is well delivered in right next to my sitting position kind of reach that it produces in stereo image and the redelivering those kind of small notes and mid-range area. So mid-range separation and resolution, this is among the best under $3,000 price point, probably comparable to such as Dina Fripp's Venus or those kind of decks in terms of refinements area. What I really love about, another thing that I really love about this Divinity deck is the bass quality. Probably this is the best bass quality out of any R2R decks without overemphasizing that rich bass tone. But it has good definition with very nice articulated notes and immediacy that it can offer. It's not like Delta Sigma deck kind of immediacy, rich and balanced immediacy notes that we can listen to it all day long. So overall, across the frequency range, this is as good as it can get for this point of price that they are offering under $2,000. The menu system is intuitive and easy to use, but only downside is since I sit kind of far, I can't really see the screen. That's the only downside. And another important thing to mention is this Divinity deck is not into loudness war like any other manufacturers in general. It has pretty much industry standard loudness like Sony or Marantz or those kind of major brands are offering. So when you comparing this Divinity deck to other decks, please be sure to match the gain when you comparing it, because most of the modern decks will be at least 6 to 10 dB louder than this Divinity deck. In this setup, I'm using I2S connection with Guster S26 using Ron. So when I switch it over to this Musician X30 with this JBL L100 Classic 75th, the bass control get a little bit even tighter, and then more pronounced, and it also shows a slight forwardness that this JBL is, but still retaining all the musical sound that I like. In my experience with using many different DACs, including Guster R30 or many of them, this is one of the most enjoyable sounding R2R DAC. Using with either of my main amplifiers with this S1EX Towers and this Divinity DAC gives me absolute precision and most precise stereo image that I've ever experienced in this price point. Top-notch build quality with luxury feeling to it when you're handling it. Price and performance and sound quality exceeded my expectation. Background noise control is excellent. Even changing the tracks in different formats from BCM to DSD, there is no major noise at all. When it switched from 44.1K to DSD 128, have a slight tick, not pop, nothing major. That's about it. So noise control is excellent. Background noise is non-existent, totally quiet, clean background that it can deliver. One of my favorite features of this Galubidor Divinity R2R DAC is this remote control. It has phase selector button, so that is for XLR output of hot or cold on pin number 2. I can use it on my Accuphase as well, but it doesn't have it on remote control. Good option for me personally, because sometimes when I'm listening my music, especially when I'm streaming, sometimes the image got thrown off to shifting to the left or shifting to the right. So those are the time that I notice right away when it's shifted, because that is more to do with when they record it or when they mix it. Some recording they have a reverse polarity, so when it happens, this button is quick fix. Just play around with it and it should fix it most of the cases. So that's one of my favorite feature. Another favorite thing is absolute NOS DAC. Price and sound quality ratio is far exceeded my expectation, and build quality as well. User experience is very, very good and totally enjoyable sound that I can live with it. And plus the build quality that I can admire. So my favorite part is bass quality, mid-range, and most precise stereo image that I have ever heard of R2R DACs in this price point. So that is the experience that I like to share with you. I can totally, wholeheartedly recommend it to you to try it, my friend. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Reason, one good reason, and I'll tell you what I think. see you